In a faraway land called Oramian Kingdom, everyone lived in peace and joy. The people loved their ruler, King Adetoro, a wise and kind king who ruled with love and justice. But what no one knew was that something dark was coming. One day, the king began to change. He stopped smiling. He stopped giving thanks. He became cold, silent, and dangerous. Then, 2 of the village chiefs were arrested and disappeared without a trace. The people started whispering in fear, "What's happening to our king?" Prince Duroimi, the brave son of the king, began to suspect something was wrong. He told his best friend, Aduk, the daughter of the village priest, "I don't feel safe. The man sitting on that throne doesn't feel like my father anymore." Aduk looked around and whispered, "I've been seeing strange things too. The spirits are sending signs. This is not the same as King Adetoro, but where is the real King Adetoro? What secret is the Queen Olori monarchy hiding from everyone? And who are the hooded figures who sneak into the palace at night, pouring strange water into the royal fountain that is now frozen?" As Prince Duroimi and Aduk began to search for the truth, they found something dark, symbols written in blood, strange marks on the king's mirror, and royal guards who now speak in riddles at night. The king was giving terrible orders, locking up innocent people, destroying the sacred lands, and punishing anyone who asked questions. The people began to whisper, "Is this really our king? If not, then who is controlling him? And why?" Then Aduke's older sister, Lady Ariti, said, "There are people who want to steal the throne. They've used dark magic to trap the king's soul, but before we can free him, we must find out who holds the power now." After days of searching, Prince Duroimi and Aduk decided to visit the old temple of the spirits hidden deep in the forest. The temple was dark and silent, covered with thick vines. The air was cold, and the trees whispered secrets in the wind. Inside the temple, they found strange writings on the walls, symbols glowing faintly in the dark. Adukes read aloud, "Beware the shadow that wears the king's crown." Suddenly, a soft voice echoed through the temple, "Only those pure of heart can break the curse." Prince Duroimi's heart beat fast. "What curse? Who did this to my father?" he asked aloud. Aduk looked scared but brave. "The curse was cast by a hidden enemy, someone close to the king, someone we must find before it's too late." Outside the palace, strange things were happening too. The streets grew darker at night, and mysterious figures appeared in the shadows. The queen, Olori monarchy, held secret meetings with a hooded stranger, but no one knew who he was or what he wanted. Was the queen part of the conspiracy? Or was she trying to save the king in her own way? Back at the temple, Duroimi and Aduk discovered a hidden door behind the glowing symbols. It led down a spiral staircase, deep into the earth. The air grew colder and the walls whispered secrets of old betrayals. Suddenly, a cold hand grabbed Duroimi's shoulder. He turned quickly, but there was no one there. The prince shivered but knew one thing for sure, the enemy was closer than they thought. Who is the shadow behind the king's change? Will Duroimi and Aduk find the truth before the kingdom falls? At last, Prince Duroimi and Aduk uncovered the terrible truth. The king was trapped in a dark spell, cast by the queen's trusted advisor, Akin, a man jealous of the king's power. Akin wanted the throne for himself. Using dark magic, he stole the king's soul and hid it deep inside the forbidden cave beneath the palace. But the prince was brave, and Aduk was wise. Together, they followed the secret map hidden in the temple, and they entered the cave. The cave was full of shadows and whispers, but Duroimi remembered the old words from the temple, "Only those pure of heart can break the curse." Holding hands, the prince and Aduk spoke kind words to the trapped soul, words of love, courage, and hope. Suddenly, a bright light filled the cave. The king's soul was freed. King Adetoro returned to the palace, stronger and wiser. Akin's dark magic was broken, and he was sent away forever. The queen, who had been tricked by Akin, apologized and promised to protect the kingdom with love. The people of Oramian cheered. Peace and joy returned once again. Prince Duroimi smiled and said, "Even when darkness comes, love and courage will always bring back the light." And so, the kingdom was safe again, but the story of the king who turned evil reminds us all to watch closely, trust wisely, and always believe in hope.